Good morning, everyone. My name is City Councilor at Large Michael Flaherty, Chair of the Committee on Public Safety and Criminal Justice, joined today by my colleagues, City Councilor Liz Braden and City Councilor at Large Erin Murphy. Today is Tuesday, February 14th, 2023. We are here today in the Ionella Chamber for a hearing on public safety grants to be administered by the Boston Police Department and the Boston Fire Department. This hearing is being recorded and being live streamed at www.boston.gov/city-council-tv and on Xfinity 8, RCN 82, FiOS 964. Specifically, the committee will be hearing the following dockets that I will now read into the record. Docket 0210, message and order authorizing the City of Boston to accept and expend the amount of $1,642,723.10 in the form of a grant for fiscal year 2023, the Senator Charles E. Shannon, Jr. Community Safety Initiative, awarded by the Mass Executive Office of Public Safety and Security to be administered by the Boston Police Department. The grant will fund regional and multidisciplinary approaches to combat gang violence through coordinated prevention and intervention, law enforcement, prosecution, and reintegration program, referred to the committee on January 25th, 2023. Docket 0325, message and order authorizing the City of Boston to accept and expend a grant in the amount of $1,722,764.20 in the form of a grant for the local fire department projects and grants line item 832-40050 of the fiscal year 23 state budget, awarded by the Massachusetts Department of Fire Services to be administered by the fire department. The grant will fund decontamination equipment, vehicle and maintenance expenses for the hazardous response team at the Boston Fire Department. That was referred to the committee on February 1st, 2023. And docket 0326, message and order authorizing the City of Boston to accept and expend the amount of $300,000 in the form of a grant for the local fire department project and grants for fiscal year 23, state budget line item 8240050, awarded by the Mass Department of Fire Services to be administered by the Boston Fire Department. The grant will fund renovations at Engine 8 and Ladder 1 in the North End to improve safety, health, and wellness of those firefighters. Referred to the committee on February the 1st. The administration, Mayor Wu's administration, sponsored these dockets. If any of the member of the public here would like to provide public testimony, they can sign in at the sign-in sheet to my left just as you come in the door. Members of the public may also provide testimony via Zoom or provide written comments to the committee that will be made part of the public record and shared with the councilors. Members of the public should email Christine O'Donnell at Christine with a C, CHRISTINE .O'Donnell, ODONNELL at boston.gov to request the testimony link for public testimony via Zoom. Members of the public can also email the committee. You can email at ccc.ps@boston.gov to provide written testimony. I'd like to stress that we need information for people who are providing public testimony via video conference, especially if you are dialing in with a phone number or if you have an unrecognizable username. So please make sure that your name appears properly on the Zoom. With us today we have our Fire Commissioner Paul Burke, and he's also from the Fire Department, and from the Police Department we've got Damon Bills. He's the project coordinator for the Senator Charles E. Shannon CSI program over at the Boston Police Department. So good morning to both of you gentlemen. Welcome back to the City Council chambers, and I'll just throw it over to the Commissioner just if you can talk about your two grants, and then slide over to Damon Bills, talk about his, and then we'll engage in Q&A from my colleagues if any questions, and then we'll go to the public if they have any concerns or comments. Thank you, Commissioner.
First docket here is $1.4 million for hazardous decontamination replacement vehicle. The problem with this one item is that we can't get the vehicle spec'd out and delivered before the grant money has to be spent, so we're going to use that money for other hazardous material training. Mm-hmm. So we're going to, with that, we're going to do some training. We're going to train the whole department for hazardous material. So all the members will be trained. The costs, the money will be used for instructor costs. We'll be buying props such as electric vehicles, scooters, to drill, to tackle the lithium battery problems that we're having in the field with, as you've seen, when an airplane happened with the lithium laptop. These batteries are very dangerous. They don't go out. They're causing a lot of problems. So we have to be ready. It looks like it's possible we could get somebody from MIT to help us develop the best practices for that, which would be a great thing if we can get somebody from the other side of the river over there. So with the vehicle, we're going to try and get it in the next year, but we also, on the hazardous material, we're going to do some decontamination supplies, travel expenditures for training out of state, and office supplies. So again, the truck is not in play, but the training is going to replace that for the expense for the grant and the props that are going to help with the training. So they're going to have to train the whole department, which will be costly. The other docket is for Engine 8, like you said, Counselor, in the north end. They're going to do the kitchen over there. They're going to move the kitchen to the second floor. It's already in the first floor. The first floor, as you know, with trucks and exhaust fumes, is very unhealthy. Yep. So it's going to be costly to move it upstairs, but for the health of the firefighters, we believe it's very important to do that. Mm-hmm. They're going to change some of the HVAC equipment in the same firehouse. That would be $100,000. The kitchen, the roof replacement and basement waterproofing would be $200,000 for Engine 8, all in the same firehouse in the north end. That's all I have for a summary on the two dockets.
Thank you, Commissioner. Jamon Bills, if you can talk about your docket 0210.
Sure. Funded by the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security. The Charles E. Shannon Community Safety Initiative is modeled after the OJJDP comprehensive gang model. Each community receiving Shannon funding demonstrates the presence of risk factors for youth and gang violence. Shannon participants must be between the ages of 10 and 24 years old. Historically, most of our organizations provide service through positive youth development, trauma-informed, and mental health-focused lens. In 2023, our Shannon funding will support 19 civic and nonprofit organizations. 63% are led by women, 73% are led by people of color. The following organizations are 2023 recipients of the Shannon funds. That's Boston Medical Center, the VIA program, Boston Centers for Youth and Families Girls Leadership Program, Boston Public Health Commission, YLU Boston, Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, Youth Connect Boys and Girls Club, College Bound Dorchester, the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute, Sportsmen's Tennis and Enrichment Center, Mothers for Justice and Equality, My Life, My Choice, and Strive, JRI, More Than Words, Project Right Incorporated, Young Man with a Plan, Maverick Landing, Freedom House, BPS Safety Services, working with an organization called Agency, Youth Build Boston, ABCD, and Teen Empowerment. Some of the stats from 2022 on Shannon fundings is about $454,000 went to case management, street outreach, and intervention programming, of which 1,471 clients received case management services, 221 received street outreach services, about $106,000 went to community mobilization, meaning community events and community meetings, specifically guided around violence prevention or violence in the community. 348 community meetings or presentations held. Education and employment is about $311,000, just focus on, that would be youth jobs, summer jobs, stipends and programs. 978 individuals participating in employment programs, part and full-time. 1,437 participating in education-based programs, that would be HISET or after-school enrichment program. So positive youth development and recreation, that's about $255,000 goes to those kind of programs. 1,400 participants with recreational programs, and 1,712 participants in youth development-based programming. The Shannon Grant's gone on since the 2006. So this is our 2007, sorry, and this is our 17th year of running the grant through the Boston Police Department. In 2015, we started a competitive RFP process for the grant. And so every year we receive about 50 applications, and we can only award about 20 of those. So I would always ask for the council's support in supporting more funds for these type of programs, as positive youth development, gang prevention, but we know that gang prevention works the best through programming. And so we can't do it without our nonprofits in our city-based organizations, two of which I would like to shout out who are here. That would be Erica Butler from Boston Centers for Youth and Families Girls Leadership Program, and Mike Kozu, a stalwart in the community. He's been with Project Right, and he's one of the people that I look up to in this work, in this line of work. Again, we always ask for the council's support in supporting these types of funds. A lot of times it's a very limited field of funding for nonprofits and city-based places to apply to. And this is one of the few that are in our city. I would also like to kind of shout out SSYI programming that works with gang-involved young people and people who have been arrested for shooting and have been shot. That's kind of our sister program in this world of violence and violence prevention. Thank you for that.
It'd be great, and just as chair's prerogative, because I see Michael Kozu here, if Michael would like to come down and offer any public testimony. And Erica, I know you've signed in, but you didn't wish to offer public testimony. You can if you so choose. So good morning, Michael, and welcome back to the chamber.
Thank you, councilors. We appreciate your support and leadership in addressing very difficult issues. Your staff has been very, very helpful to our efforts as well. My name is Michael Kozu. I'm the co-director of Project Right, 320 the letter A Blue Avenue, Dorchester 02121. We're fortunate enough to receive funding through the Shannon grant. It's actually a very critical initiative for us because it allows us to create community policing initiatives with young people, with families, and working with our community service officers and other police officers through the department. So it allows us to kind of create positive interactions, opportunities where people can come together to realize that they're neighbors, that they understand each other, and create more positive opportunities. Because a lot of times, before we were getting the Shannon funding, the situations would happen was that they would just have negative confrontations on the street because they don't know each other. They haven't had the opportunities to engage with each other. But because of the activities that we do, whether it's basketball, whether it's group discussions, what have you, a lot of times officers have had the opportunity to meet with young people. And it's just not the community service officers, but we've had patrol officers come up to us after, when we see them in the street, say, look, when we first started our outside basketball, when we had police officers come, police officers would be on one side, the youth would be on the other side. But over time, over years, they started to engage, and we had basketball games against each other and so forth, to the point where when the police officers weren't showing up, the young people would say, where are the police officers? And so it really made a big difference. And we had police officers tell us, I'm out on the street, and the young people would come up and talk to us, which never really happened. So again, we want to thank your committee for all your leadership, for all your initiatives. We appreciate our partnership with Damon and the police department through this, and urge your continued support. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you for the work you do with Project Right. And as arguably we have the best police department in the country, we've got the model, which is the community policing model, which you and others have helped foster over the years. So thank you for your time and attention today. And
I love Project Right, too.
You're not going to be silenced over there, so we want to make sure we hear from you. Erica Butler.
I know, I'm quiet. You guys know that. Well, I wanted to say thank you for all your support. Both of you always come out to stuff that I have too, and I appreciate that very much. And we have something today, Aaron, just let you know, 10 o'clock seniors. But for the Shannon, for me, it's been a very important part for BCYF growth for girls, for one. I can't tell you how much it's done for us in terms of consistency, keeping the girls engaged, and just really giving them positive spaces to be in. But for you to know, this year, we piloted last year too. We've expanded, and I've been working with boys. We just kicked off this last weekend, our Boys Leadership Corps. And I think that going forward, it's definitely been helpful to have both of them work together. So last year it was a little bit of a pilot, but this year I'm so excited, and it's on Saturdays. So for me, it's important that we're able to extend our programming to Saturdays, and due to the things that are happening in the neighborhoods, the communities, I think with youth, it's so important that we extend ourselves. So you allowing us to have this fund, and going forward, it really allows these kids to have safe places to be, and I really appreciate it. And also, just like Michael, it's allowed me to work with BPD a lot. On Fridays at one of the community centers, we have about 3 officers that have been volunteering and helping out. And sometimes they come on the Saturday in plain clothes just to say hi to the kids, to let them know that they're regular people too. And it extended into being in the schools. If they see them in the schools, the kids are now running up to them. And there's one officer I do want to give a shout out to, and that's Officer Eric Mency. They'll see him at Mildred and they'll run up to him and talk to him with no fear and introduce him now to their friends. So it's definitely something that is important for our community and growth. So again, thank you so humbly for your support. I appreciate it very much.
Very good.
Thank you guys.
Eric.
And Damon, you get a big shout out
Damon,
because you keep us going and bring us all in together. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Erica, and thank you for those comments. One of the frustrating parts we have is this sort of either misnomer or misinformation that our police officers are not our partners, particularly when it comes to our Boston Public Schools. And there's really the former superintendent that sort of cast the die of not wanting to have a good partnership with the Boston Police Department. We see our new superintendent, it's been phenomenal. Yep.
I wanted to give a shout out because going forward with working with the young boys is so important.
That's awesome. And it's great to hear. And hopefully you can continue to amplify that police officers are our friends, they're our partners, they want to be problem solvers, and they're not scary. And our youth actually have great relationships. They're our coaches, they're our mentors, and hopefully they're inspiring young men and women to want to enter into sort of public safety careers. So, and we need that to be amplified, that if they show up at a school, or if they're picking up or dropping off their child, or they just want to drop by to build relationships with our youth, that's a positive thing. That's things that we should be encouraging and fostering. And not trying to shun them. So appreciate, Erica, your attention to that. And I guess we'll stay on Devon. You have 50 applications, you only get to select 20. I guess what are the metrics that you use? Hearing weekends and nights, clearly keeping our kids busy after school hours, that's the after school part, and on the weekends. We had a situation years ago where our community centers some of them were closed on the weekends, and or the staff that had been there, say 7:30 in the morning, they were like getting off shift just when the kids are coming out of school. So it was kind of upside down. Former Mayor Walsh, I think, kind of tried to correct that so that our community centers were open later during the weekdays and open on the weekends. I know that some of the staff scheduling had to be adjusted significantly, but what's a community center in your community if the doors are closed or there's no programming for after school and on the weekends, which is what it's designed to do, which is to keep kids busy, keep them engaged, give them opportunities, mentor them, keep them off the streets and away from gangs and drugs and guns and booze. So that said, what metrics, I guess, do you use when those 50 applications come in? I assume that a number of them are repeat customers, whether it's Project Right or BCYF. If someone's new trying to break into, sort of this sector, what is it that you're looking for in their program that you might say, what, I'm going to, while all these other things are working great, we love Michael and his group, we love Erica and her group, we're going to try this particular group as they add a different dimension, a different value. What are some of those, I guess, factors?
Some of the things that we always look for is how many young people that you can work with. And it also depends, because some places are case management based, and we know that that's not I'm not going to say you can serve 1,000 young people. If you're doing case management, it's a one-to-one and it's very intense. But then some places are open centers, and they're serving a huge amount of young people. That would be a place like Sportsman's Tennis. So we kind of run through the gamut of what they provide to young people, how many hours of service they can provide, and certain programs, if you're talking about like a youth build, they have a very focused thing that they're doing, but it's a great thing, and it's led to every single one of those young people getting a job in service. So it's a broad spectrum of things. Some places are very, they're new. We try really hard to support new nonprofits and new organizations that are doing exciting work. The caveat being for the Shannon grants, it's a reimbursable. And the way that we are funded and the way that we fund our programming is through reimbursement. It's a little bit difficult when it comes to a younger, brand new organization. A lot of times we'll get organizations that are very strong and they can apply and they have a department to do so. But we also have those that are just run by one person. They have 2 staff maybe. They don't have a department that can do the fiscal, and it's a little bit more difficult. So we try to balance it, support those new and exciting programs, but then have our long-term partnerships. So a place like Youth Connect, for example, is one of our main case management service programs, and we will always support those efforts.
And we love Michael Kozu. We love the work he's doing at Project Right. We're looking downfield. We want to know who's the next Michael Kozu to come up through the ranks and in his or her program to sort of, kind of pick up from the great work that Michael's done. My chair recognizes City Council President Ed Flynn has joined us. My colleagues, any questions of Damon at this point? We'll stay on the police grant and then shift to fire. Chair recognizes City Councilor Liz Braden.
I'd just like to thank you for all the great work. I know the Shannon grant has been going for 17 years. It's a long, and I'm very impressed with the metrics in terms of the number of young people that you're reaching and the organisations that you're partnering with. It's a great testament to all the fabulous work that's happening across the city, and that you have 50 applicants and you have to make a very difficult decision to choose 20. And there's always more need than we've got this grant's able to meet. So just want to thank you for your work, and thank you to all you folks who are doing the work out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Braden. Chair recognizes City Councilor Erin Murphy.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation and the breakdown. I do appreciate also, and I do love to see like youth builds, because that 16 to 24 age group is more about workforce development and making sure they're ready for jobs, but it also includes the younger kids. And all of these organizations do great work. I would love if you could share with me, my office, the ones that don't get it, right? Because like you said, they're doing great work, because maybe there's other resources in the city that we could help connect them to. Because like you said, there's never enough, and it must be hard to say no to some that would do such great work. And on the comment too about like community centers, we get calls a lot from Haywood Fennell concerned that Sunday there is no programming at the Blackstone. So how do we make sure, if it's grants through the Shannon grant or other ways, we can make sure that our community centers are open on the weekends and seniors on Sunday or Saturday. So, and I also just want to quickly say to the commissioner, it seems like such a no-brainer, making sure our firefighters are safe and that they're not eating and sleeping in a firehouse next to chemicals. However we can make that safer. And I'm always impressed. In my first year on the council, I was pretty shocked at how much money is poured into our departments that don't come from our tax dollars, that don't come from our budget, that there's so many people doing such hard work applying for state and federal grants. So thank you always for doing that work and making sure that we can have these, which they're not extras, they're definitely necessary, but making sure that we're able to fund and support these are great.
Thank you, Councilor Murphy. Chair recognizes City Council President Ed Flynn for Docket 0210 to Damon Mills on the Shannon grants at this point.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to the panel for the professional work that you're doing and your staff as well. Mr. Chair, I was late for most of the meeting, so I'll watch it on video later and study it, and if I have follow-up questions, I'll report back. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Anyone from calling in Zoom on this matter? No. Anyone else wishing to offer public testimony on docket 0210 may do so now, or ever hold your peace. Seeing and hearing no desire, that will close docket 0210 at this time, and Damon will hopefully get a favorable committee report turned around for Wednesday, so you're excused at this point. Good to see you, and thank you for the work you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then back to Commissioner, we're going to shift back. I'll start obviously with docket 0326 and just commend the men and women of Engine 8 Ladder 1. Their doors are always open. It's probably the best example of like community fire service, right?
It is.
Doors are always open. Community folks are stopping into that. I know that front room, that kitchen's right off the front door. Yeah. And residents of the community come in, sit, have a cup of coffee, engage the men and women of the department. And then there's a lot of tourists, obviously, that come through the north end, and firefighters are great, taking pictures and letting kids touch the helmet, the apparatus and stuff. So that's always exciting to see. So long overdue that they're getting that sort of that front room removed. Not sure where we're going to use the community space from this point, because I'm sure they'll still be down on the street on Hanover Street with the doors open. They'll have to run up to eat, but that room in particular, in addition to being sort of the kitchen, it's also sort of serves the community as well, so trying to find what happens to that space once the kitchen moves upstairs. So again, long overdue, and to do that type of remodel, and I'm not quite sure 300, may be able to accommodate that. So let us know if there's additional funds that are needed to do that project over there on the north end. And then just shifting up to the docket 0325, so the actual vehicle itself, the HAZ vehicle is not prepared it won't be ready in time, but the hazardous, the decontamination portion of the grant and the hazard training is still intact.
Correct.
And then we'll have to wait for the next round of grants to get that actual vehicle into
The
our possession.
The vehicle is there, but it's the older one that has to be replaced. That's stationed on Tremont Street in the south end, and it responds to all hazmat incidents. It's a big vehicle. So there's a couple other vehicles that deal with this, the decontamination vehicles. One used to be in Southie, but I moved it out of there and put the comm unit in there, the big communication unit. And it's basically a big mobile home with showers in it. So when something happens, people go in there, they connect it to an engine, and they give them showers with privacy. They get rid of the clothing and everything else.
At the scene?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So it could be anywhere. It's a great vehicle. It's just a shell of a vehicle. That's the decon unit. But the hazardous material vehicle has all kinds of computers in it, and it's so if you had a chemical incident, you could get the identification number of the chemical, put it in the computer. They'll tell us what to use for extinguishing methods and how far to get away from it, all kinds of safety precautions.
Do firefighters, when they're going into a building or the command, do they have like a device that can give them an immediate reading as to maybe what the substance is and how many particles?
They do, but if it's a chemical release, you don't want them going in there right away.
Okay.
So I probably told you this the last one, the drone now it's like the canary in the coal mine. You send the drone in instead of the junior firefighter that we can, that are expendable. We don't want to lose a senior firefighter, so we put the junior in there. So now we can put the drone in,
Right.
So it works. There's two decon units, one in East Boston and the other one is in Brighton. And the big shower one is one of them, and the other one is a backup to that. It has all the supplies in it, so it supplies the other unit. Within the city, there's 5 hazmat companies. They're strategically located throughout the city. The 2 of them on Boylston Street at the Prudential there, Engine 33 and Ladder 15. Engine 22 in the south end, which is where that vehicle is housed. That's a hazmat company. And then Ladder 16 and Engine 53 in Rosendale.
Right.
So the coverage is there.
Right.
But then amongst that, aside from that, the decon companies, there's about 10 of them that are engines that are trained to decontaminate people at fires. So they're separate from the hazmat. So
And so after a working fire and someone comes out of a building, they're sort of covered with smoke and soot. Different type of decontamination?
yeah, that's different. That's
All right, so that firefighter comes out of the building and either goes back to the firehouse and then takes off all the bunker gear
Correct.
and then that gets cleaned?
correct.
Right.
Yeah. So today, actually, it's interesting. Today, the Last Call Foundation, which is a private foundation with Michael Kennedy's mother, started after his death on Beacon Street. They are donating fire hose today at 12:30, and that hose has a longer period before it burns through, because this is a tragic fire that when they were in the basement, somebody or something opened the door and it caused a chimney effect going up the stairs, so that burnt the hose. So that was their lifeline and they lost it. So she's fantastic with what she's doing. So they researched it and found this hose that takes longer to burn through. So again, with grants and private institutions that give us money, it's fantastic, the research they do.
And so when someone calls for charge the line, this hose won't be able to burn, or it just has a high?
It'll take a lot longer. I was at that fire, so they're in the basement and they're calling for the water, thinking that the pump didn't give them the water, but the pump operator did. It was just the hose burnt through, so they couldn't. That would, I won't say it would save them, but it would be very helpful for them to extinguish the fire in the room they're in. They also had other obstacles like bars on the window and everything else. It was a very tragic situation. It all came together. It was terrible. But
Thank you, Commissioner, on that, and anything we can do to make the job safer, and whether it's the hazmat stuff for the particular vehicles or decontamination, and as you referenced in your opening, Council President was not here for that, but the trouble we're having with these lithium batteries, whether they're in computers or whether
Really?
they're in bikes or cars, they ignite, and then you guys come and, I guess, put them out, and then
We try to.
Then they
blow up.
reignite again.
They have certain, like, little AAA batteries that are bigger, and there's more than one in there, so one blows up, and it heats the other one, that blows up. You're not supposed to smother them because it keeps the heat in and transfers the heat, so it builds up to the next battery, and that blows up. So it's a very difficult fire to fight. In the vehicles, they're bigger. The cars are really hard to put out, and I think I might have mentioned last time, in Europe, they fill up a dumpster and put the car inside the dumpster full of water. So everybody's trying something different. But the only thing we have now is water to do that. But just the fact that they're blowing up, so they're spitting fire at you, and if you've seen the airplane, I mean, it just happened with the laptop, it's terrible. So hopefully we can come up with a good solution to extinguish these
Well,
fires.
we've had a laptop catch fire on an airplane. We've had a car, I think, catch fire and cause an apartment fire. And I think there's some bikes.
Yeah,
so-
imagine a parking garage,
Yeah.
if all those cars in a parking garage. I mean, they're required to have open air so that they can vent, but it will just be a chain
Yeah.
reaction to all the other vehicles too, so. But no, this is a great grant. I really appreciate it. The one thing I wanted to add was that, as you know, we're losing our hazardous material and Special Operations Command Center in Brighton. Harvard was not nice. They left, I said this before, I think I said to Representative Breeden, that they left all the tenants around us but threw us out, which I don't know why they did that, you know. But
What's the address of that, Chief?
it's on Holton Street. I think it's maybe 59 Holton Street. 108? 108 Holton.
And then,
yeah.
so how many square feet, how big of a
I
building
think
was
it's
it?
20,
They are very tight there right now, but they need 47,000 square feet.
The fire department needs 47,000
Yeah.
square feet to house those
There's about
units.
25,000
So-
for parking and then the
Right.
rest is the
Harvard, who
lots.
actually now owns more land in Boston than they do in Cambridge, and land banked, frankly, for decades. I guess not being a good landlord, asking us to
yeah,
find
you
a
know,
new shop.
it kind of upsets me in a lot of ways, but when you're increasing the population of any neighborhood, because of my profession, I would want more fire protection, not less. You know, I don't understand their logic on that. I wish we could have somehow forced them to come up with
When does the fire department have to be out of that footprint?
July 31st, August 1st of this year, we will be parked in your driveway, city council parking lot somewhere. There'll be red trucks everywhere. I'm trying to sell off all the surplus trucks so we can fit them in, cram them into basements and firehouses, and I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, we're having a hard time.
Let us know where we can be helpful on that. mean,
I
so
appreciate
hopefully
that.
an RFP or something can go out and we can kind of get to getting you guys a
Yeah,
location
public
that's
facilities
centrally
is
located.
working on it too, so it's tough. I mean, it's getting close to the wire on this. But, so it's possible we could use some of that grant money to find a new facility or just help the move or, you know.
Karma has a way. They lost the Beanpot last night in overtime. So,
Good.
Yeah, so Northeastern beat Harvard
Oh, excellent.
in the Beanpot, so that's what they deserve. Chair recognizes City Council Liz Braden on for the commission.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Right.
I know that the Holton Street facility has been under threat for some time because the building's going to come down to build a road through there.
Is that what it is?
The Telford Street is going to, it's already connected onto Western Ave, but they're going to connect Western Ave with Lincoln Street with all the new development over there. So I think it's been a long time in the making, and we have been trying to push and advocate, and I welcome, I'll partner with you in any way we can to try and find an alternative location. I had that on my list of questions for you before you brought it up, so so July is coming fast, so
Real
we have
fast.
to really, I was really hoping that we could find an alternative sort of warehouse scale building that you could use, but keep going. The other, just thinking about the whole challenges of fires in vehicles, and I know we had that incident last year just before colleges opened with the big truck full of mattresses that went on fire, and it was a hazardous, you have to be ready for almost any eventuality, because every day brings a new challenge, a new variation on the challenges of trying to deal with hazardous materials. So we appreciate that. The building, the truck was startled. It went under a bridge and went on fire or something in that area, and I think it was it really caused a lot of disruption, and we really appreciate your timely response to that, and all the great work that you folks do. So I really don't have any further questions. Just really appreciate the fact that the hazmat teams are really important, and we need them every day. And it's just good to know that we have a well-trained fire department who's ready to respond to these incidents when they happen.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Councillor. I thank this body, too. You're very supportive of our department, and we know that. We all know that. We all appreciate it. I speak for the whole department when I say thank you to every one of you. You know, you have our backs. It's sometimes expensive, but, you know, you can't put a price on human life, and you guys know that, and you treat us very well. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Councillor. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Recognizes City Councillor Erin Murphy.
Thank you. And like you said, you can't put a price on safety, right, for life. Councillor Flaherty had mentioned how the North End Firehouse gets a lot of traffic, and their doors are always open and so friendly, taking pictures with tourists and all. But I do just have to give a shout out to Mr. Vabril. He has the best bathroom also.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah, I used it recently myself.
Yes,
yeah,
as
I was
his wife
very
Christine
surprised.
says it's nicer than their one at home, but if anyone's in the North End,
Yes.
yeah, go into the North, the bathroom.
that is
He has
amazing.
it decorated nicely. So I hope this construction is not going to interrupt.
No.
That's in the back
You might
end of the
enhance
fire.
it with some
Okay.
more trinkets or something in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And thank you for also always bringing to our attention, knowing that we can advocate, like Councilor Flaherty was saying, bringing up the issues that you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
if I was
important.
to leave you with one request, that we keep in mind that Engine 18, Ladder 6, and Dorchester Ave is in terrible shape, and we're proposing a new firehouse in this year's budget. I feel very sad for the members that work in there. It's an awful building, and they also have a kitchen right behind the trucks. They don't even have a front driveway where they can take the trucks out and check them, because it's only less than 10 feet long, you know, so it's a sad place. I mean, if you ask me which are the worst, I would say Engine 18 and then Engine 3 in the south end. And both of them, Kathleen has put budget requests in for the budget coming up this year, next fiscal year.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Thank you. Awesome.
And anytime you want to tour a firehouse or anything else, please don't hesitate to call me. I'll make time. I'll get you right in there. You should see Engine 18 just to see it. I mean, I'm amazed by it myself, just to see the condition it's in, like the way they live. So
Thank you, Councilor.
that just a thing that somebody was shot beside there, and I say this all the time. Every firehouse in the city of Boston is a safe haven. People know that. This gentleman that was shot ran right to the firehouse. They were right down there, started first aid on him. It was a terrible situation, but I love the fact that the public knows to go to a firehouse. You'll get help there, you know, and this gentleman did, and they tended to his wounds and got the ambulance there as quick as they could, so.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner Chair. Recognizes City Council President Ed Flynn for the Commission on docket 0325-0326.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to the Fire Commissioner for being here, but more importantly, thank you, Commissioner, for the important leadership that you have been providing the city, the residents of Boston for so many years, and to the men and women of the Boston Fire Department who have always been there for the residents of Boston, especially at their darkest hours. So I want to say thank you to the men and women of the Boston Fire Department. I know we've spoken about this in the past, Commissioner. Well, let me go back. But what happens as you know, what happens in one neighborhood impacts practically the entire city. As Councilor Braden and you were speaking about the firehouse in the Alston area, as the city councilor from District 2, I wholeheartedly support helping my colleague and helping the residents of Alston and Brighton and the Boston Fire Department. It's critical that that issue be resolved, and I know under the tremendous leadership of Councilor Braden and others, but there'll be a solution. But please rely on all the members of the council, and including Councilor Flaherty and the chair of the body. And I bring that up, Councilor Flaherty, because it was your father as a state rep that was always leading the initiative on the state level in support of firefighters and their families, especially on health and wellness. And a lot of those laws that were implemented up at the State House are having a major impact on the health today, supporting firefighter families. So I want to acknowledge Councilor Flaherty's family, always supporting firefighters. So I guess my question, Commissioner, I'd like to ask is myself and Councilor Flaherty and Councilor Murphy too. In the South Boston waterfront area, we're seeing a lot of life science buildings, a lot in the South End as well, as you know, in the Chinatown area in Dorchester. How is the Boston Fire Department not reinventing themselves, but what is the fire department doing, knowing that the economy of Boston, a big part of it, is going to be based on life sciences? With life sciences, there could be issues that have a major impact on how you fight a fire or respond to a hazardous material situation.
Well, I would love to see a firehouse in the Seaport District, just because of the partial population boom that took place, that continues to happen down there, not just commercial, but residential and everything else that's going on there. But I would like to see a firehouse brought in there. We have a small fire prevention unit that does labs, that inspects them during construction and when they're ongoing. That unit only had one captain in it, so I just brought a lieutenant and a firefighter into it to increase the size of that unit, because their workload is so much that they can't handle it because the development is so large. So hopefully that'll help when we do inspections, that we know. It's tough because you don't know what you're going into, because these labs don't produce one product, they produce multiple products. Every lab's different. So, and they also are close to residential areas. Even in the same building, there could be a lab in the building with the residents beside it. So preparation for the lab, a potential lab incident is very, very intense. It takes a long time. And to have now 3 people, it's probably still too small a unit. I'd like to see more people doing that. But that's what I would like to see, a bigger lab inspection unit. I can't give you the accurate number, but in New York City, their fire department, I was told, and I'm probably wrong, that they have at least 200 people in that inspection unit for labs. And they have less labs per capita than we do. That was the statistic I got lately, that they have less per person, but we have less people looking at them. You know, I would love to increase the size of that, but increasing personnel is a very tedious, long process in city government, as you all know.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. And I know, and I certainly agree with you, and I know Councilor Flaherty does well, that we've been advocating and working with you and working with Commissioner Dempsey and Commissioner Finn, but having a fire presence in the South Boston waterfront is critical. And as you see the population grow in the city, but especially in the waterfront, you want to make sure that, and with the life science buildings, you want to make sure that we have the necessary city services in there, whether it's police, fire, EMS is critical as well. So thank you for the important leadership, Commissioner, that you're providing, and please know that myself and my colleagues, Councilor Flaherty and Councilor Murphy, we're going to be continue to advocate for fire presence in the South Boston waterfront. Commissioner, I just want to get back to the electric vehicle fires. I missed some of it. I didn't want to ask a question on that one, but in terms of electric scooters, I see a lot of them across the city, and I'm not asking about a fire, but in terms of personal injuries for people on electric scooters. Is the Boston Fire Department seeing an increase in traffic accidents as it relates to an electric scooter?
I haven't heard any statistics on it. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, we're concerned, obviously, with getting fire trucks to the emergency, so they don't seem to abide by the rules of the road a lot, so I don't know how we can enforce that, but yeah, I don't know if the statistics are moving up in that way. I would think so because there's so many of them out there, but yeah, so what we look at is when they charge these things, they leave them on a charger, they heat up, and those battery cores, that's how the fires start. So they're bringing them indoors, as they are with the bicycles, and that's our big concern. We really have no policing authority to say you can't put that in there in a multi-family unit, and it's in the hallway getting overheated, and it's going to start a fire. So, yeah, it's a difficult situation with them.
One issue I've been focused on, Commissioner, I know it's somewhat controversial. I'm not going to ask you to respond if you don't want to, but as a city council, my top priority was always public safety, as yours is as well. I'm always concerned, and I've made this clear publicly many times, but closing off city streets, completely shutting them down, and putting up some type of barrier to close Boylston Street, for example. What type of impact, if any, does that have on response time? And are we sure that even when we close off a street, that the response time for an emergency vehicle will not decrease?
Well, we do work with the traffic department when that happens. So if it's a real bad situation, then I will take a fire truck and put it on the other side of that barrier so they can respond to any incident on the, because if, like you said, if you can't get through it, like the marathon, you can't get across. So we take fire trucks and station them on the other side of Boylston Street to respond to emergencies. But the traffic department is good. People have to pull permits. So the whole city gets together with the permits, the different agencies, the police, the fire department, the traffic department, and they're temporary. So when they're temporary, we make do, and we notify all the firefighters in the area that this road is closed. So like on a daily basis, the radio will say Boylston Street is closed from 800 to 950. So all the drivers in that area or the fire trucks know that to avoid that area, that they're going to have a hard time around there. And then when they respond, the dispatch will tell them the same thing. So we do make do. I mean, it is not a good ideal situation, but I have to applaud the traffic department. They're very good to keep us abreast of what's going on.
Thank you. My final question, Commissioner, as we go into the budget season, tell me what your priorities are for the health and wellness of firefighters and their families as well.
You know, it's so numerous. I would love firehouses. I mean, the Engine 18 I talked about is 1897. The fact that we're still using a building that was built in the 1800s, it boggles my mind that these buildings, I mean, we always feel like we're the ugly stepchild because we watch the police get new police stations over the years. We've got one to there, probably 10 maybe in the city. So we're hoping we move up the priority list and get a couple firehouses. That way there we can, like I discussed before, segregate the different parts of the building to keep the contaminants in a given area so we don't spread the toxins to the living quarters and to the clothing and everything else, the furniture. So that's it. Industrial cleaning, new firehouses. That would be ideal for me. I'd love to see a couple more firehouses in my term.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And my final comment, Mr. Chair, is I know you and I spoke about this several times. I know the Fire Commissioner has as well. It's time for Boston to have a state-of-the-art headquarters, fire headquarters. In my opinion, I don't think people will disagree with me. the current location, the current building. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to the men and women of the Boston Fire Department and to the residents to have such a wonderful fire department, the best in the country, their headquarters in such terrible shape. But Councilor Flaherty, it's really on us as city councilors to continue advocating for a state-of-the-art fire headquarters that represents the city well, but also the Boston Fire Department. They certainly deserve it.
Thank you, Council President Flynn. Here on that. Anyone wishing to offer public testimony on 0325 or docket 0326 may do so now or forever hold your peace, and nothing on Zoom, and there's no one wishing to testify on Zoom, so that will close public testimony for docket 0325, 0326. And thank you to the Commissioner for his time and attention. Obviously, as described today, the health, wellness, and safety of our firefighters and their family is one of the most important functions. Obviously, it's one of our concerns as it is the residents and businesses and visitors to our city. So just keep up the great work. Continue to partner with us. Let us know where we can be most helpful getting these upgrades and these changes, whether it's to the house at Peabody Square or over in the South End, or as Council President alluded to, headquarters is in pretty tough condition too, I'm sure, as well as our maintenance facility. So all those things sort of add to making sure that folks go to work in a dignified setting, and that their health and safety while at work, be it at the firehouse or over at headquarters, is of utmost importance. So that said, my colleagues will conclude, and we'll get a committee report turned around, Commissioner, for Wednesday's City Council hearing to get these grant dollars moved over in your direction. So with respect to all of the matters that Devon Bills was here on, docket 0210, docket 0325, and docket 0326, the Committee on Public Safety and Criminal Justice is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.